Good morning in the Americas, good evening in Asia, good afternoon in Europe and Africa. It's exactly 4 p.m. here in Nairobi. Time for Citizen TV Briefs. My name is Jimmy Mbogo. Let's get you informed on some of the stories making headlines across the country. Now, transport in Nairobi was disrupted for the better part of Monday morning after a section of public service vehicle operators staged a strike, bringing service to a halt in parts of the city. The strike left hundreds of commuters stranded as PSV operators parked vehicles along major routes to block traffic flow. Long queues were witnessed at bus stops as many PSV operators heeded to the call to suspend operations. The Matatu operators had on January 28th announced plans for nationwide strike to protest the alleged torching of their vehicle by border operators. They accused the government of failing to address growing hostility and insecurity targeting public transport operators.
Our vehicles are being touched. The government is not taking actions, and we are calling upon the government. We are giving them the demand that they have to give us the security in our industry. The industry have no dignity at all. If any border or any hooligan can take and delete a vehicle and any given moment without any action taken against him. So we are calling upon the government to give us the security, and you are demanding it by fire, by force. With all means, we shall make sure that our industry is being dignified.
Na hii mgomo sio ati ni kuhusu matatu, ni kuhusu gari zote Kenya mzima zile, kwa sababu mkiangalia asua hizi gari zimechomeka, sio matatu peke yake. Kuna maturera zimechomwa, kuna personal zimechomwa. So mtu akichoma gari kama hii matatu, hii 33 hiyo gari 33 imebeba nduthi ngapi hapo? Si imebeba pikipiki mingi sana. Haya, na watu wa pikipiki tuwesema wote ni wapaya. Kuna some hooligans wanajifichanga hapo ndani za zingine accident kama hii ikitokelea, kwa sababu watu wa pikipiki wamejulikana ni watu wapaya. Wanachukua hiyo opportunity ya kuchoma magari.
Now, President William Ruto has disbursed 220 million shillings to over 8,000 young entrepreneurs from Kisumu, Siaya and Homa Bay counties under the World Bank-funded Nyota Startup Capital Grants. Speaking at the Jomo Kenyatta Stadium in Kisumu, the head of state said that the initiative is part of the government's ongoing effort to address the unemployment menace facing the youth through financial support and small business training. The beneficiaries, who were drawn from 3 counties of Kisumu, Siaya and Homa Bay, underwent a 4-day business skill training program.
Vijana wa Kenya, mimi nataka niwaeleze form ni kujituma. Tuko na nafasi ya kazi kwa affordable housing. We have 500,000 young people working there. As that program continues to roll out, we will reach 1 million young people. Number 2, tuko na kazi pale kwa digital jobs. We continue to expand our fiber optic. We continue to expand our ICT hubs. We have 300,000 young people working today. We want to get to 1 million. Mujitume kwa digital jobs. Number 3, we have a program on export of labor.
Na mimi ninawahakikishia ya kwamba nitawapeleka Canaan, na hiyo Canaan tutapitia Singapore. Na hii Singapore, hizi programs mnaona zinafanyika hapa ndio zilikuwa zinafanyika huko Singapore. Walianza hivi.
Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selector cheza doba once from the top. Whoa, donjo maver. Ikibamba sana wapi nduru we. Tunisha speaker, we mash it up. Fire, we light it up. Whoa, donjo maver, donjo maver. Tuko tao, CBD kwa penthouse. Wanadhani CBD.
Well, quite an interesting route from Kenya to Singapore to Canaan. Now, moving on, more than half of Kenyan youth have not benefited from the Nyota Fund, that is the Nyota Fund program, despite a high level of awareness about the fund's existence. Now, a new poll by InfoTrack released on Monday shows that 78% of Kenyans know about the Nyota Fund, with only 20% saying that they do not know about the fund. The survey, which was conducted on 24th of January 2026, shows that only 36% of Kenyans have participated in the program, either for training or a beneficiary, while 52 have never participated, with a majority being in northeastern, Eastern Coast and Nyanza region. Now, the survey also reveals that 77% of Kenyans felt that 50,000 shillings grant was enough to start a business, while 19% found it insufficient. On eligibility criteria, 46% of Kenyans believe that the eligibility criteria was not fair, while 44% found it to be fair. Meanwhile, 31% believed that the process was not transparent. And away from the Nyota Fund now, Katiba Institute has asked the court to decline granting a stay to an application made by President William Ruto's 21 advisors whose appointment were recently declared null and void. In its response, Katiba Institute argues that the advisors have no legal basis to seek a stay or review of the judgment, maintaining that the High Court's decision was final and can only be challenged through an appeal to a higher court. The Institute contends that once a court has rendered a final judgment, it becomes functus officio, and as such, the court lacks jurisdiction to reopen or reconsider its own decision. Through its lawyer, Malizo Nyawa, Katiba further argues that the application for stay is unmerited, noting that the advisors have failed to demonstrate any prejudice that they would suffer if the orders are not suspended. He will attend a meeting for UDA aspirants set for Wednesday here in Nairobi. He spoke at the Kakamega Sports Club, accompanied by Shinyalu MP Fred Ikana.
Safari yangu ya kuhama officially chama cha DAP imeanza. Tayari nimejiandikisha kama mgombezi wa kiti ya ugavana kaunti ya Kakamega. Hiyo safari imeanza officially, kwa sababu tunajua ODM na UDA watafanya kazi pamoja, na hiyo maneno ya alliance ya kina Wamunyoro na DAP, mimi siko ndani. Mimi nitasimama na president wangu William Samoei Ruto.
There is nothing about zoning. Watu wote tunawakaribisha wakuje wagombee viti kwa chama chetu cha UDA. Ikifikapo mwaka wa 2027, mwaka wa 2027, tutakuwa na marafiki wengine ambao pia watakuja kuungana pamoja na sisi, aidha kupitia kwa muungano ama kwa mseto. Sisi tutawakaribisha wakati huo.
Now, the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, is calling on the government to fix SHA medical cover for teachers after it emerged that several teachers are being turned away by health facilities. KUPPET says all teachers are covered under the SHA medical scheme, and once those not registered, to be automatically enrolled using TSC records. As teachers mourn the loss of 2 colleagues from Milimani Primary School, the union is calling for urgent government intervention and immediate medical support for all teachers regardless of their employment terms.
And therefore, we would wish that by extension, even those teachers who have not been registered should have their details taken from the teacher service details in their files, so that they become beneficiaries of SHA, irrespective of their registration or not.
We have a hospital that delayed the surgery of one of the teachers because of money. That was very regrettable. And I'm therefore asking the Minister for Health to work closely with the Minister of Education and Teacher Service Commission to make sure that during this time of disaster for our teachers, all hospitals are put on alert to treat these teachers. And actually the government to take over all the costs. And let all the teachers be treated regardless of whether they are BOM teachers whether they are PNP or whatever cadre, because in such a disaster, we require full support.
Now, United Green Movement Party leader and presidential hopeful David Maraga has condemned the chaos witnessed in Witima ACK Church in Othaya, supporting calls for nationwide demonstration to demand for accountability and action against the perpetrators. Speaking in Mombasa ahead of his coast voter registration campaign, Maraga also hinted at joining the United Opposition Movement in their quest to defeat President William Ruto in the 2027 presidential poll. The former Chief Justice says any leader has the freedom to worship anywhere and all those who are involved should be dealt with.
I support fully those demonstrations. We can't have churches being tear-gassed. Watu wanaenda kanisani kuomba. Waislamu munaenda msikitini kuomba. Alafu mnatupiwa tear-gas. Hata kama iko mtu ambaye amupendani naye ameingia huko kwa ajili ya wale ambao wako huko. You are supposed to be restrained. Even I am sure even the policemen are trained that if you have to use your firearm and the person against whom you want to use your firearm is in the middle of other people, you don't shoot. You don't shoot. So those are among the things we want. I supported the demonstrations.
Now, Nzoia Sugar Company workers have taken to the streets for the second consecutive week, demanding payment of their salary arrears amounting to more than 10 billion shillings. The workers claim that the money is owed to them by the national government following the privatization of sugar factories in the western region. Led by the chairperson of the Kenya Union of Sugar Plantation and Allied Workers, Griffin Wasike, the workers say that despite submitting their grievances last week, the government has remained silent.
Kenya kwanza yenu, if you will not avail yourself na maliza hii mambo ya Nzoia, or else Bungoma County we will continue singing one term, one term, one term, one term.
And then watuambie walipeana Nzoia kwa pesa ngapi, ndio raia akaanza kurani yenye imeshindwa kulipa wafanyakazi, kulipa watu area zao na wakulima.
Wafanya biashara nje wanaumia, vile sisi tunaumia wanaumia. Speaker anakuja anasema bilioni 2. Bilioni 2 si pesa tunahitaji bilioni 10. Pesa yote ndio tunahitaji. Umetufuta unataka nini? Ukifuta mfanyakazi mpe pesa yake aende nyumbani. Maneno ya haki yake. Wafanyakazi wenye wanabaki hapa ndani wanadhulumiwa, wafanye awalinde mzuri vile inalingana na serikali.
Tunaomba speaker, tunamheshimu. Speaker, rudi huko vile walisema wamepigia siasa mbadi, pesa zetu watulete zote.
And we hope that their grievances will finally be addressed. Now, moving on, a coalition of regional civil society and the Pan-African Lawyers Union has filed an application seeking to have an African Court on Human and People's Rights to release a judgment in a case challenging violation related to the 2020 Tanzanian general election. The group says that the court has taken too long to determine a landmark case arising from Tanzania's disputed 2020 election, which were widely criticized by rights groups over alleged human rights violation and restrictions on political freedom.
Were similar to what we have seen in 2025, where opposition leaders were barred from campaigning, where there was internet shutdown, there was arbitrary arrests of people, and candidates from opposition parties being barred from vying for elections. And we do believe that if the court had actually made a determination of what happened in 2020, we will not have seen the same in 2025.
All right, and that's all we have for you on Citizen TV Briefs at this hour. More details will be coming your way later on at 7 and at 9 p.m. Thank you for watching. My name is Jimmy Mbogo.